Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the Manhattan Project. Now the first thing you have to understand about this game is that it was never released in Europe. Problem is that it was released at the end of the lifespan of the NES, so people opted to wait for the Super Nintendo and Turtles in time instead. So many people didn't get to experience this game, which is sad in my opinion. We, on the other hand, we had a Famicom, we had nothing but Famicom, so we played this game and we played many other games.
Yeah, we also used to trade games with other kids.
That's right, actually we did. That way we managed to play like 100 games on the Famicom back in the day. The thing is, we didn't have anything but Famicom. We had no Super Nintendo, no N64, PlayStation, GameCube. We didn't have any of that, so we played Famicom till the early 2000s.
Yeah, we lost so many games to schoolmates, friends, cousins.
Actually, yeah, we did, but we always protected this one. Not this one exactly, but the original one, which is still at my parents' house. Anyway, let's go check it out. Come on, go!
Oh.
Yeah.
Warum lachst du?
Hey, wait, what is this? What is this?
Oh, I'm still hungry.
Dude, we've got work to do.
Yeah, but I'm gonna need some extra fuel for this.
Now the first thing we have to address is that you have two modes, A and B, for multiplayer. A is basically friendly fire mode, something that would make the game much more difficult, especially when you play with someone who suffers from gluttony.
1. Okay, stop it!
Shut up! The story is, as in almost every other NES game, pretty stupid. The turtles are chilling at the beach while watching the news on the tube television. Within a minute, Shredder appears and he somehow manages to rip Manhattan out of the ground and causes it to float in the sky. He then proceeds to kidnap April.
Why does he keep talking to them through the television?
I don't know, makes no sense. Why does he keep capturing April, by the way? I would assume causing Manhattan to float in the sky should be enough to get the turtles' attention.
Maybe he's into her.
Yeah, that would actually explain a lot of things.
Oh, Shredder, my heart doesn't take sides.
People won't approve.
No one can keep us apart.
Oh, hell to the no!
The turtles, still on the beach, make their way to the floating island of Manhattan while fighting a bunch of foot soldiers. The game has been upgraded from the previous game in every aspect imaginable. You will immediately notice that the colors are much brighter, the foot soldiers look much smoother, more like in the TV series. Simply put, the graphics have been improved. The music also sounds much cleaner and more dynamic than in the previous games. Only problem is that the graphic glitches also increased. And here is what we like the most. They upgraded the goddamn combat system. Like in the previous game, you have a regular attack that will cause foot soldiers to wince and punch you or put a finger up your butthole. You also have a new and improved jump kick that is faster and more precise. Then you have a throw attack that you can activate by pressing attack and the down button. This one attack can one-shot opponents and you can use it to impale a motherfucker and throw him at the motherfucker behind you. Only drawback is that you score less points, which only sucks because you gain a life at 50k points, but honestly, who cares? The hit points you save using it are worth it. And finally, you have a really flashy special attack for each of the 4 turtles that you can activate by pressing both the A and B buttons simultaneously. Only problem here is that you lose 1 HP every time you apply them, which is a fair price to pay considering how effective they are. Each special attack has its own use case. Leonardo is good at close encounters, the other 3 are good at closing distance, with Michelangelo being most effective against flying shit. At the end of each stage we get a boss fight with characters from the cartoons, so it is just as with the previous game. Rocksteady, that fucker, barely changed from the other 2 games in appearance, but it is clearly visible that he has become a lot tougher to deal with.
You fucking noob, you got owned!
Shut the fuck up! The problem is that despite wincing, he just charges through your attacks. It is a problem I noticed with all the bosses in the game. So we're standing here trading shots until one of us is going down. Spoiler warning, you will be shown the entire plot of the game. You have been warned. The stages are built in a way that we travel from the beach up to the floating island of Manhattan, so we travel by sea, destroying everything we can along the way.
Oh, dolphins!
You have an insane amount of enemy variations, and it's not just the foot soldiers you are fighting here, you also have to deal with different types of turrets and all sorts of machines coming at you, as well as a variety of rock soldiers. The foot soldiers themselves are distinguishable by color, each color having only one special attack, the way it should be. There is not one dull moment in the game, as the developers were rather creative with the ways foot soldiers creep up on you, making full use of the beautiful scenery surrounding you. The bosses are much tougher than in the previous games, however it's not just because they have a much more creative fighting style, no, it's the same as with Rocksteady, bosses barely react to getting hit and proceed to pummel us. I mean, I understand when Leatherhead with his crocodile skin can casually take a katana to his face, but the rest? Also, there are no clear enemy patterns, it is like they just randomly start losing their shit and start to rampage. And there is no damage meter that indicates how well we're doing. This is also a problem in the second game, but here I find it much more annoying. So we made our way through Manhattan through the sewer system and are ready to enter the Technodrome to fight the Shredder. As with the previous two games, it is pretty tough getting through the Technodrome, and this time around we got two boss fights in the same level. We are first fighting Raza, who uses freezing attacks to halt our movement, and like all the other bosses he can just charge and pummel us at will. That fucker just attacked my foot with his face.
Face the foot style. How'd you like it?
The Shredder himself is not really that tough, he seems to be quite similar to the previous version, only he doesn't use mirror images, he jumps and bounces off walls instead, so we beat him up and save April O'Neil. But surprise, surprise, the Shredder is alive and well, despite being stabbed multiple times. So when you play the game for the first time, this can be considered a spoiler.
Doesn't showing this to your audience mean that you are bad at your job?
Actually, it kinda does. The Shredder makes a run for it, and the turtles follow him up to the rooftops of Manhattan. We're slowly running out of lives and continues, as this is one tough game. I would say that due to the limited continues and tough boss battles, this game is the hardest one yet. Raza's friend Toka is currently blocking our way near one of the Electric Foot Clan signs. He is really tough, he can actually block jump kicks and he can electrocute the spirits out of us. After we finally beat him up, we get to confront the Shredder once again. Beam us up, Scotty! The final stage seems to be a spaceship. Here we get a second Technodrome-like level in which shit really hits the fan. The enemies are going all out to get us and we have 3 boss fights in here. Our health bar is really becoming a problem here. Hey! You took the second pizza, it was mine!
Come on, it was an accident.
I needed it, this is our last continue!
We are fine.
We made it to the end of the stage. Krang appears pretty much the same way he appeared in the previous game, but he has been upgraded immensely. I will say right now that I believe he is one of the toughest bosses in all of the Turtle games. Look how many attacks the fucker has. Around mid-health bar he splits his body in 2, giving you 2 opponents to worry about, both almost impervious to damage. After we beat him, he disappears into that energy field over there, and we go on to confront the Shredder, who has now become the Super Shredder. He's pretty much something out of Dragon Ball Z. He shoots lightning, he shoots Hadoukens that turn your body into a baby turtle, and he levitates around. So this is our last continue, we're almost out of lives. We are in a really tough spot here. And we really do not want to replay this game.
Yeah, he's blinking, we are close.
Could have really used that pizza from earlier. I don't know, man, I'm almost dead.
Come on, try to survive.
Yes! Yes, I killed him!
I killed him!
I killed him! I hit him earlier!
No, I used my special attack to
Him first!
You have no idea what you're talking about, man.
No, come on. I thought we passed this. Anyway, let's talk verdict. So far, this has been the best Ninja Turtles game for me. I mean, the game has been upgraded in every aspect in comparison to the other two games. I mean, even the music has gotten better, which is an accomplishment by itself. The stages felt really spacious, the beat-em-up element was upgraded to the point where I can get out of any situation without a problem. If I got something negative to say, it is that the game takes the old NES to its limit, which is pretty much obvious. The game has numerous graphic glitches and it lags badly when too much stuff is happening on your screen. The game gets an 8 out of 10 from me. It is probably one of the top 5 NES games ever made. I would have rated it much higher had it not been for all these graphic glitches. It's insane that this game isn't much more popular than it is. I'm pretty sure if it was released like 6 months earlier, it would have fared much better. Here is a final piece of trivia for you. In the original Japanese version, the game we grew up with, there is an options menu in which you can change difficulty and increase the number of lives you start with. For some strange reason, to access that options menu in the North American version, you will need to type in a variation of the Konami code. That's up, up, down, down, left, right, A, B, start. You will have to select your character as usually and voila! Now you have access to the options menu and you can actually skip stages. Anyway, I was Dr. Sledgehammer, I'm here with my brother Thomas. Join us next time when we check out Turtles in Time and Turtles Tournament Fighter. Bye.